Here at Devere Hotels, they've always prided themselves on being somewhat better than average. The group, owned by Greenhalghs, consists of 25 hotels across Great Britain, including the Grand at Brighton, the Belfry at Sutton Coldfield and Mottram Hall here at Prestbury in Cheshire. Devere have a reputation for excellent service, but Managing Director Chalmers Kersley can remember a time when service wasn't a key factor at some other establishments.
When I started my career some 30 years ago, I started at the bottom, like many others did. I worked as a waiter, a hotel receptionist, and I even did some washing up. But I could see the raw deal that many customers were getting. Poor service, poor attitude from staff. But having experienced that, I could see the other side of the coin. They were not being motivated, and indeed the conditions under which they were working were very poor.
So how have things been at Devere Hotels?
Obviously a lot better. The management regard the staff more highly. Otherwise I wouldn't have been promoted through the ranks to my current position as Managing Director. We give good customer service. We receive many glowing comments from our customers. We recruit the best staff. We've always had a healthy balance sheet and good profits.
A picture of perfection, no less. And if you look around any Devere hotel, you'll see sumptuous surroundings, more than courteous staff and happy guests. But the Americans have a phrase, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So why did Devere Hotels feel the need to become investors in people?
Because any company that thinks it's perfect is lost. Devere have always been a good company, but are very ambitious to be better. It's no good blowing your own trumpet. What's good about investors in people is that it's a national standard against which we can measure ourselves.
Alan Makinson, Devere's Personnel and Training Manager, has been in charge of implementing Investors in People. Alan, tell me about some of the changes that you had to make.
Investors in People made us look at everything that we did in the business. One of the first things we looked at was the way that we appraise our people. We found out that it wasn't a motivating experience, that it didn't identify training needs, and it didn't really contribute anything to the company. We now have an appraisal system which does motivate, that staff find an enjoyable experience. Now, previously, going to people and saying to them, put less detergent in that machine, was seen as a disciplinary action. Now, we say to them, if you use the right amount of detergent, you will achieve your personal objective of controlling cost, but the costs will be controlled. People can then go out of the hotel knowing that they've made a contribution and that their contribution is as important as anybody else's in the business. Training evaluation was something else that we examined, the way we measure its effectiveness. We spent a lot of money on training, but it wasn't really money well spent. We weren't getting value for money. As a result of Investors in People, we probably now spend less money on training, but that training is better targeted, it's more effective.
In September 1993, Devere Hotels was officially awarded Investors in People status. So for a hotel group that already thought it was good, has Investors in People actually helped it to be any better?
It certainly has. Sales are up by 10%, profits are up by 15%, staff turnover is down by 30%. Indeed, complaints are down by some 26%. It's Investors in People that have helped us achieve those successes.
Investors in People has clearly worked for the company, but has it worked for the staff? Well, this is the Why team, a group of staff at one Devere hotel who've been brought together for one purpose alone: to ask why of any problem and to find a solution. What has Investors in People meant to you?
If it wasn't for Investors in People, then this team wouldn't be here today. It's great that the management have given us the responsibility to take on board these problems and obtain solutions. For example, in the past at breakfast, guests have been refused service if they were coming down late, whereas now they would be served. We welcome them, and that is a solution on our part.
Since Investors in People, all of the reception team have become much more financially aware than they were before, and this certainly makes me feel part of a successful hotel.
One of the principal benefits that I found from Investors in People is the communication within the departments of the hotel, principally in that a problem that we solve here as the Y team won't then need to be addressed within the department. So that allows me to get on with the business of running the leisure club. That obviously makes me a lot more positive, a lot more confident on a day-to-day basis. That feeds through to the team, which is very good for the leisure club, very good for the hotel, and obviously very good for myself.